Hey everybody, it's Rockwell Anderson here at Carolina Rebellion 2016 with this son of a bitch. Who are you?
Me?
Who are you?
I'm David.
Don't you know who the fuck I am? Yeah, I know who Mr. Ellefson is. Hey, welcome to Carolina, Charlotte here. And you guys have been pretty damn busy this year. You're busy every year. You guys are always on tour. But you came out with a new album, Dystopia.
Right.
It's killer. Really, it is. Tell us all about it. I heard you recorded in Nashville. How was that?
Yeah, we've made several records in Nashville. The first one was Cryptic Writings back in 1996. We went down there. We did the Risk album down there. Dave did The System Has Failed down there. I believe part of United Abominations he had done down there. So we've got a long affinity with that. Dave has now moved down there. I mean, he's kind of lived there during the making of those records, but now he's permanently moved there.
There's several artists that are non-country that moved to Nashville. It's a beautiful city.
It's a great, they make great records down there. The studios and just the infrastructure of that whole community is set up for making music, and recording. And we do really well there. I mean, our records, we like to make really good, high quality, high fidelity metal records. And so the quality of work that comes out in Nashville, it actually, ironically, that we're a metal band, it actually works really, really well with the style of records we like to produce.
I've talked to several members of bands from you would never think would move to Nashville, but it is a great music city.
Yeah.
It's not just country. We were actually just there a couple days ago, and it has a little bit of a rock scene, an underground scene, but it's amazing that they have all that talent there. It seems like Vegas and Nashville, a lot of people are recording in those two cities. It's not just LA anymore.
Well, we're Megadeth, and we come in and we utilize the tools and studios that we need there. I mean, make no mistake, you can't just move to Nashville and suddenly become a session musician, suddenly become a songwriter. They won't let you in. I mean, it is a tight-knit community, and they do their thing. So we didn't move there because Megadeth's gone country. We are not doing that. And, obviously that seems like a lot of managers try to move their artists in that world. And I grew up with country music, so I had it.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up on a farm, so
Alabama.
I was rocking out country music,
Me too.
But what's funny with that, a lot of the country musicians and artists grew up Megadeth fans because they're like young rock and roll guys playing in these country bands now.
Today's country is more rock than it is.
It's definitely a different thing. Yeah, it's kind of like rock and roll. Can't even say with a cowboy hat, maybe with a John Deere hat, which, again, growing up on a farm, I had to wear those in my day, so my whole MO is to not wear those,
See, I'm a farm kid from Wisconsin originally.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Okay,
yeah.
So just one state over.
Yeah.
Well, Minnesota.
Oh, you're from... I didn't know you're from Minnesota.
Minnesota looks like Sweden, and Wisconsin looks like Germany, right? So that's...
German-Norwegian, yeah.
Right, so that's where our peeps, I think when the wagon went across the country, they just thought, it looks like home here, so let's just stop, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Most of my relatives just stopped in Minnesota, and some crossed the border back over into Wisconsin. But, okay, so... You don't have any tattoos. We're doing this for UnScene magazine and radio, and he's a completely blank canvas. Why is that?
I thought it was a little odd that they asked me to speak with you, not that...
It is odd speaking with me.
But I am speaking to a tattoo community, and, these tattoos came from the factory. A few more got added along the way as the sun beamed down on me, and the good Lord started to sort of decorate me a little bit more.
Those are original.
The ones I have on my face have gone away. And, the truth of it is, for me, tattoos, when I was growing up, true story, the only real artist that had tattoos was Bon Scott. And he'd come out with his shirt off in AC/DC, and he had tattoos, and it was like scary. It was like dangerous men like sailors had tattoos, you know what I mean? And so Bon came out, and it was like, he was tough and dangerous and badass. And it just really wasn't part of my culture. I mean, I remember when Motley Crue, and I guess Girls, got the sleeve of tattoos, and then Ricky Rackman and all the people in that culture sort of followed it. And by and large, I mean, I'd say Motley was probably the leader of the tattoo generation. And then, fast forward into the 90s, then, it was all the kind of new metal guys started getting tats. And
now it's everybody.
It wasn't, me and Dave are probably two, and I don't know if Kiko has tattoos, but me and Dave Mustaine are probably two of maybe the only two guys on this entire campus of 70,000 people who
might
have
be
any tattoos on us.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And good luck on tour. We're going to see you. Actually, we had some people covering you last weekend at Fort Rock, and we're going to be seeing you upcoming festivals. You guys are very, very active this year.
Yeah.
Congratulations on an amazing record. Pick up Dystopia. And my favorite track is track number 1, and why am I drawing a blank? I don't even know. I'll get back to you later on that.
The Threat is Real?
The Threat is Real.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The Threat. See.
We actually play live, but actually fun song to play live too.
How many songs of Dystopia are you playing live?
You know, here tonight we have, I think, an hour set, so probably 4 in our live show. Like when we do our full, headlining set, we do 5. And we're actually now looking at the next 1 or 2. It's fun to have an album that we can go
deep.
5, 6, 7 songs deep into it, and the fans are stoked, because for years fans are always asking for, man, play some more older music, and that's awesome that we have that catalog that we can do that. But it's nice to have a new record that we can play and they respond really well and do a live show.
See, I really, really appreciate that, being an old school guy that I am and being an old fucker I am. I'm a big Iron Maiden fan as well.
Right, me too.
And they, we just shot them, covered them at the Forum in LA, and they played at least 5 or 6 tracks off of the Book of Souls, which is their new album.
Right.
I love the fact that Maiden does that. I love the fact that you guys do that, because it keeps you relevant. It keeps you fresh, and it reaches the younger fans that are coming up too.
Well, we're lucky that we are a band that's still very prolific. Continue to always create the next chapter of our lives. I guess maybe at some point bands get to that point where they realize their greatest strength is their past. And I guess we went through that a little bit, in 2010 when we did Rust in Peace, the 20th anniversary, and then the Countdown to Extinction tour followed after that. When we even did a little kind of mini version of that in South America with Euthanasia, because that was the first time we broke into the Latin America territories down there was with that record. So that kind of holds a special place, for Argentina and Chile and Brazil. But clearly Dystopia is an album that, again, it's nice to have we just made a record that we like. If we were sitting around
best way to do it,
kind of the lip curl, that look. If we were getting that look out of each other, we figured if we can do that, I think our fans will dig it. So that was the benchmark of quality control on Dystopia.
Excellent. And we're not going to really talk about it here today, but you're involved with a label called the EMP. Make sure you check them out. We have some good personal friends that are involved. Scum Love is signed to you guys.
Yeah. Well,
Scum's a good friend of ours.
Interesting, and I'll just speak to it just real quick. But things in our, and maybe it's just because I'm in this sort of phase in our journey on, musicians and artists and stuff. We've been through a lot, and I was just talking to Danny, the organizer of this festival.
Danny Wimmer?
Saying how cool it is, that he has brought back these festivals. Because I said to Dave in Florida, I said, we haven't done most of these festivals for a lot of years, and a lot of it was, the big touring ones like Ozfest and Mayhem and things were going around. So these more localized festivals they sort of fell away for a few years. And back on Cryptic Writings, we did these all the time. We were all, and Seven Dust was on them. It's cool to see.
They're playing today.
A lot of the brothers are still here, but yet new bands, A Day to Remember, of course, Lamb of God, and newer groups have come along and are filling up the slots on these festivals. And it's so cool that Danny has really stepped out to bring these back, because this is what it's like in Europe. People ask what it's like in Europe. This is what it's like. You've got Carolina
big outdoor festivals,
rock, and they're very localized, and you get the local flavor of the people involved in music.
This is one of the wildest. I've been to them all. This is one of the wildest. This is good.
Great name too.
Yeah. Rebellion, home of the rebels, that's for sure. We've taken too much of your time. Thank you, Mr. Ellefson.
Yeah, fellow Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Go Packers.
Well, I'm a Vikings guy.
I knew that.
That's the line.
I had to say that. I couldn't resist. Thanks again.